Alright, good day everyone. My name is Ellaine Prieto, your presenter for today. And for today's topic is all about the roles of Filipino values and the family feuds. Now, to begin with our discussion today, let us know our learning objectives for today's lesson. Now, here are the learning objectives. First, we recognize the meaning of family feud. Second, identify the common issues that have seen in family members argue over. And lastly, appreciate and realize Filipino values in resolving family Filipino conflicts. Now, to start my discussion, let's have a quick activity. This will just be quick. So first, we have here slides. I'll be showing you pictures, and then you have to identify who are these in the photos. Now, it's called Sinachite. Now, first picture here we have. All right, are you familiar with this one? Do you know who is she? All right, so let's reveal for this time. And yes, if you know her, she is Annabelle Rama. Now, by the way, these pictures that I'm showing you, this will also be related to our discussion for today. Now, do you want me to reveal now the second picture? All right, so let's go ahead and let's try to see who is the second picture. All right, do you know who is this? All right, I know that you have been really familiar with this one, and let's try to reveal who is she. All right, you got it right. This is Claudine Barreto. Now, are you ready for the last picture? All right, let's reveal the second picture. And Sinet Shite. All right, I know, girls, are you familiar with this one? All right, let's reveal. Are you ready? All right, Sinet Shite, he is Diego Loizaga. Now, I'll be showing you a few pictures. This will just be quick, and then in that way, we can relate to our topic. So, are you familiar with this picture? Okay. It shows here timeline, the Barreto family feud. So, are you familiar with the news, especially in ABS-CBN, where you have seen news between the conflicts of Barreto sisters? I know that you have been familiar with that one. And another picture we have here. Okay, this is the recent picture where it was live in Tulfo, where the 500 pesos daily allowance was an issue from a daughter of a policeman. So, I know that you have all been familiar with this one. Next, we have also here news from ABS-CBN. I believe that it was way back in 20 around 2015 to 2018, I believe. Diego Loizaga and her mom as well. And during that time, it he was denied as the son of Cesar Montano. I believe you are also familiar with that. It's already been in the social media as well. And the last picture here, last but not the least, we have. All right. In news, I saw this on Twitter, by the way, and it shows there is Annabelle Rama taking swipe at Sarah Labati na si Richard nagtatrabaho, yung isa nagwawaldas. She quote in there. And yeah, it has already been in Instagram, Twitter, or even Facebook about the separation between Sarah Labati and Richard Gutierrez. And do you know even What's the reason why there's separation? All right. So all of those pictures, okay, it's to sum it up. I mean to generalize to all the four pictures that I have shown on to you. Basically, it's all about family feuds. Now, let's try to define what is a family feud. So, a family feud is a disagreement usually between two or more members of the family that could result to resentment and feeling of anger. Now, basically, an ideal family should be defined as a unit that provides love and support, and as well as stability to the members of the family, especially to us Filipinos. Families are the foundation of society's support systems and provide as well people with sense of belonging and security. However, even the closest families that we have could also experience conflicts, right? And feuds that can strain your relationships and cause emotional stability. Now, to the pictures that you have seen, basically those are all celebrity issues that focuses, that rooted on family conflicts. So these are private issues within their family that spread throughout social media that affected as well to a lot of the netizens. And that's it. We have to use social media, okay, in a proper manner. Now, there are really a lot of causes to family issues, especially to us in Filipinos, and they vary greatly to a lot of issues. This may vary from simple to conflict. Now, the causes of Filipino family feuds are mainly because of issues, especially when it comes to jealousy, control of power, and also to politics, most especially in politics. And we have also seen that during election time here in the Philippines. And it really vary from mild to severe kind of conflict. And it might really affect the entire family unit as well. Now, if this kind of issues left unchecked, this type of conflict can really have a serious impact into the well-being of members of the family and to the relationship of the family as well. Now, nowadays we really use social media platforms, and usually nowadays it will utilize as well to broadcast or to address issues that should be kept within in the family only. However, if they are able to work really on these issues and with just simple issues that can only be talked around within the family, it can really help prevent future problems. And fortunately, there are plenty ways of doing this kind in solving this kind of issue. But now let us try to see what are the most common Filipino issues that we really encounter. First, here on the list, we have here money. Now, I know money is in the top list of common Filipino reasons of family feuds because fighting over inheritance to disagreeing about who will pay for example, aging parents or family events or financial conflicts. This is a one common reason as well where heirs could really have struggling who will inherit onto the inheritance of their ancestors. Now, when we say about money, we also talk about that in financial issues, whether who will budget the amount of income within the family, and that could really a great cause of conflict if not able to manage well. So that's why mostly in modern families, these are the common ways of separations as well to married couples. I have also researched on that, and there is a great percentage on the reasons of money for separation. Now, on the second list, we have here the in-law related conflict. So, if you're a married individual or a married man or a woman, you could really experience this kind of conflict. Now, this might not be applied to all cases, but just to some few. But here in the Philippines, or in the families here in Philippines, we really encounter this kind of issue where mother-in-law conflicts or daughter-in-law conflicts. So basically, it will start on the disagreement because um, we individuals have different perspectives, and yeah, if your perspective doesn't align with someone, that's the conflict comes in. And it really takes a lot of effort for someone who will really indulge into another environment, another family. And therefore, if you're new in the family, you have to compromise. You have to come along with the terms of the family that you are trying to get into. Now, if you are in a good family, in a nice relationship with your mother-in-law or to your daughter-in-law, if you have, now I do really appreciate that kind of relationship, because in that way, uh, a good relationship with you and your partner be uh, will also develop a healthy relationship. Now, there's another common issue that is in here that we actually really take on look, and this is sibling conflict over care of elderly parents. So, into uh, siblings, I mean, if you have a lot of siblings and your parent has a lot of kayamanan, so there is really a big chance of conflict whether who will really inherit those kayamanan that they are calling. But nowadays, we have those Filipino value that the youngest will inherit the house of the elders, but it doesn't really apply to all. It's just that during the old days, they are ones who will inherit the home. But it nowadays, since a lot of Filipinos have been already been going to abroad, and there's no place there, and there's no they don't have a what they call this permanent house when they come back home. So sometimes in those cases, there are the ones who will be inherited by the house. But that doesn't apply. It's just depend on the families, within the families, the agreement of the families basically. So in any parties, this could really take a lot of understanding and a lot of compromise, because it really involves between all the members of the family. It will really affect all the members of the family, not just to the siblings. However, it will also affect to all the children's involved. Now, we have here another one main reason for common Filipino family feuds, and this is a step parent stepchild conflict. I know that this has been a rampant issue nowadays, where separation has been almost legalized here in the Philippines, and I mean the divorce. Now, do you know how much it affects to a certain child? We really don't know that unless we are into it, right? Now, adopting a stepchild is a serious and emotional endeavor as well. But accepting a step parent is probably even more serious and more difficult. For parents, it's really easy for them to adopt a certain child, or maybe look for a child or an orphanage. But for a child to accept a new father figure or a mother figure on behalf of their original parents, that's really a lot. It really takes a lot of acceptance and process, and that's the common issue now in here, where this stepchild, the child couldn't accept to the parent, or either the step parent couldn't accept the stepchild. So that's the case. It's either way. And but we have to really take a look on this kind of issues, because it's really um alarming. Okay, now let's get in the fourth common issue in the film family feuds is quite connected to the last one, which is divorced parents conflict over care and discipline and of children. Now it mainly focuses on who will take care of the child. So we call that custody, who will have the custody of the child. Now, in the Philippines, we have until 7 years old, where the child will stay at the mother, and beyond that age, the child, he or she, will choose between the parent he or she will be going into, or she will be cared. Now, it's really hard if you are in the situation, if you are the child. But do you even know that it's even harder for the parents to to have an agreement between the child's care? No, it's not really that easy. Now, co-parents who are regularly arguing are often extremely stressed by the conflict with their former spouse. So some couples would really agree to separate than to keep arguing within the marriage. And within those cases, children are affected. And not just the parents, all the family members, since family members, as we are also affected because we care to our loved ones. So if you're not affected to the separation between someone in your family, then you don't care about them. But if you do really care, you also feel stressed about them. And if you feel stressed, the family is affected. Now, in all of these issues, the most common issues that we encounter here in the Philippines or as Filipinos, we really have a lot of solutions. Now, we have resolving Filipino family conflicts. We have here first foster open communication, empathy and understanding. We have also negotiation and compromise, seek eternal support, and respect and boundaries. Now let's try to discuss this one by one. Now we have here a foster open communication. When we say about open communication, it's about expressing thoughts, really expressing thoughts and feelings openly in a respectful manner. When we have conflicts, it's really important to talk about it, not just to leave it all behind. Walang uh, mga bagay na hindi naaayos sa magandang usapan. So that's the saying goes that everything can be really fixed when we have open communication. Now, when issues are fully addressed, one should listen to it. And this is a key part of any conflict, and essentially important when dealing with family feuds as well. And it involves effective communication by listening carefully to what other people has to say, and importantly, acknowledging their point of view. And in this kind of way, active listening can really help ease the tensions between the family and prevent misunderstandings as well from escalating into larger problems. So it encourages other people involved in the family to be more open and be honest. And with that, it can really help future conflicts, prevent future conflicts. So, yes, foster open communication. Next, we have also here empathy and understanding. Now, when we say about empathy, it's about feeling what others feel. Now, we have to be sensitive to the feelings of our family members since we are talking about family feuds. Now, are you familiar with the issue between Chris Aquino and his ex-husband James Yap? So a conflict between there could possibly we can relate it to the topic as well, where we have to be when where we have to feel what others feel. So during the conflict between Chris Aquino and James Yap, it's about the custody as well to of the child, and yeah, on the fourth and fifth issue that we have discussed earlier. Now, The common ground there that they can fully fix their issue right away is that they become insensitive to each other's feelings. And when we have to be, and when we say about empathy, understanding, both parties, both Chris and James Yap, have to strive to understand each other's perspective. They have to recognize generational and cultural context of each viewpoint so that they can foster empathy. Now, this could really greatly affect to all of us, but uh, understanding should also comes with comprehension. Sometimes we understand, but we don't comprehend that clearly. So that is why we have to connect, foster, open communication so that we can apply empathy and understanding. Now we have here the third way in solving family feuds, and this is negotiation and compromising. As what I have mentioned earlier again and again about compromising, it's about um, agreement, a settlement where you have to agree certain things in order to come with one decision. And it's finding common ground where traditional values of Filipinos and modern perspectives can coexist. So, opinion from others, opinion from another one, we have to find the common and to make it as one to work. Okay, compromise is the key in resolving conflicts while respecting both parties and viewpoints. So it's quite related just to the second way of Filipino resolving mindsets, but it's quite different because we it comes with agreement already and compromise. So we'll try to connect it to the fourth, which will be seek eternal support, which involves a third party already. When we say about seek external support, when you cannot do that within the family already, you have to look for someone who could better assist you to make it okay. Now, in our barangay, if we can relate that, if you could only see conflicts within the family, we call there is husay. When the family cannot solve it within, they call to barangay officials or someone who has a greater position where uh where can help them, who can help them to make things better, where they could someone could hear both parties and then come to an agreement. So that's when we see. What's that is what seek external support involving a neutral third party like counselor. When it comes to marriage, we also have marriage counselors for individuals who can't make their marriage work. So we have counselors as well, and to meditate and provide objective perspective. So these are really very helpful to seek support. If you cannot do that on your own, it's okay to seek other help for others. Now we have here the last one, respect and boundaries. So respecting norms and family traditions is also important to set healthy boundaries. Now, when we say about respect and boundaries, we should know our limitations, where we should know where we stop, and this will ensure that individual or a certain person needs and preferences are not overlooked in the pursuit of family harmony. So no one should overlook the preferences of someone, and we should limit our judgments to someone. So that is respect and boundaries. Yes, so those are the five resolving Filipino family conflicts based as well on the five most common family conflicts that we experience here in the Philippines. Now, overall, implementing these strategies that I have presented, Filipinos can really navigate their conflicts more effectively by fostering harmonious connection. And understanding and addressing the root causes of conflicts, it's essential for a long-term peace and understanding within the family. Now, the journey could really be rough when it comes to family conflicts, and addressing family conflicts is one of balancing respect for time honored families with the realities of modern familial stories. And just so we know that in the end, it's important to remember that a family feud is never worth it. It can cause irreparable damage to our relationships and even our health. And if we notice that a feud is brewing, it is important to address it immediately so that we can prevent it from getting out of hand. And by applying the right tips like the ones that outlined earlier, the five, we can put end to any conflict and get back track with each other. Right, so overall there is no really fixed way of dealing with any type of family conflicts, and some of the time one motivated family member can lead a change in handling family conflict in order to resolve family arguments and help all parties move up the past issues. And so we remember that family is everything, and we should avoid family conflicts as much as possible. And if we do, we're able to encounter all those family issues that I have presented, make sure to apply all the five resolving Filipino mindsets as well in order to avoid, to further make conflicts. And that will be the sum up of my report for today. Thank you so much for all of for listening. This has been Elaine, your reporter for today. You all have a wonderful day, and bye bye for now.